Hello learners, NIOS welcomes you to Painting Subject video series. This is lesson number 19, a brief history of folk and tribal art in India, part 3. The topic of this artwork is the Kalighat painting. The Kalighat painting, a brief description. This originated and developed in the Kalighat area in Kolkata. There was a famous Kali temple which attracts millions of pilgrims in that area. Kalighat painting is also known to be the archive of the social and cultural turmoil in the 19th century Kolkata. The artists or the traditional patuas who were the painters of the Kalighat type of artworks, could it be scrolls, could be fabric, could be toys, on various topics, had migrated to the city from rural areas of Bengal. Because the artworks which used to be done in the rural areas were predominantly traditional, but when they came to the city, they began to paint individual panels. These panels would be on various kind of topics and they would be sold as souvenirs to the visiting pilgrims who used to visit the city. To keep the costs low of making these individual panels, the patuas would use paper and watercolor to make these paintings. Something characteristic of Kalighat painting is that the lines and colors were bold and the figures are simplified. Very simple kind of artwork with bold lines and colors. Kalighat painting during this time also started to depict the local scandals in and around the city. These scandals could be about anything and everything happening which was spread through the grapevine. The issues, the political turmoil, the scandalous affairs were depicted. Also, the current proverbs of that era in the city of Kolkata, and also the current events during that time, the 18th, 19th century in Kolkata and West Bengal, were depicted through this Kalighat style of paintings. There was a list of very interesting subjects, primarily nautch girls or the musician or the woman combing her hair or the chubby woman holding a red rose, the snake, the cat and the crayfish These were the interesting subjects which the Kalighat artists also depicted. Later on, the Kalighat paintings changed their medium from paper to fine quality hemp paper. The popular themes were the depiction of Hindu gods and goddesses. The popularity of the Kalighat painting reached such a level that even in Europe, lithographs of Kalighat paintings were made in Germany. This artwork is titled Sita with Love Kush. The medium is watercolor. Period contemporary. Artist unknown, and the collection is private. Sita with Love Kush, this particular Kalighat painting description. This painting is taken from the Ramayana. What is the painting showing us? It shows Sita with her two sons, that is Love and Kush. Both of them are sitting on a rock under a tree, and Sita is telling her sons a story. The human bodies have been depicted with clarity. The curves of the female form have been highlighted with a particular effect, which is light and shade effect, to close the outlines of the curves. The painting shows a light orange background along with a green foliage, the tree in the background, very prominent. Sita and both her sons seem to be living at a hermitage. So, when Sita and their sons perhaps would be moving from one place to another, and they were also under exile for a very long time, and they used to live at various hermitages. The fact that Ram was a Vishnu avatar and a god in himself, hermits in various forests used to really respect, and you can see that both the sons and Sita are wearing floral garlands as a mark of respect, because they are guests in the hermitage. One other characteristic or characteristics of the Kalighat painting is the elongated eyes and soft faces, which is the true mark of an authentic traditional Kalighat painting. The materials which are being used for the making of the particular Kalighat paintings are as follows: paper, then natural and vegetable colors, brush, gum, as well as poster colors, etc. have been used. Now we will look at the fifth kind of artwork called Kalamkari. Basic information about Kalamkari. The term Kalamkari or Q, the use of K or Q, Kalam was the reed stick, long thin reed stick, which was used as a pen. It was filled with color, and slight pressure would allow the color to flow through the reed onto the surface. So, that was the kalam, and kari basically means the craft or the skill of using the pen. The term kalamkari, when we look at the spelling Qalamkari, is the Persian term. So, K, kalam is more the Indian way of saying it, and kalam with the Q, kalam or kalam, is the Persian way of saying it, and basically means the craft of the pen. Kalamkari is the use of pen, colors, blocks to paint figures on fabric. So, the use of reed pen now has been replaced by pens and modern equipment. It is primarily used on fabric. Prominent places which practice Kalamkari are Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. It is known that the Mughal rulers were the ones who patronized the Kalamkari artwork. During their time, Kalamkari reached its zenith, and the textiles with Kalamkari artwork was started being exported to many Asian and European nations. Such was the popularity of this kind of artwork as well as textile. And who are to be thanked? That is the Mughal rulers. During the 1800s or the 18th century, the Kalamkari fabrics constituted a large chunk of India's textile trade. So, other items like spices, tea, etc., did not constitute such a large percentage of the export as compared to the Kalamkari kind of fabrics, and this textile trade was with Persia and other countries of the Middle East. The eastern coast of southern India had two major centers of export. First was the Coromandel and second the Pulicat. This place or these places became the major centers of export. Then Srikalahasti and Machilipattanam were the centers where actually the production work was done. The style which developed from Srikalahasti, which is known as the Srikalahasti style, was patronized by the temples. So, the theme primarily was Hindu mythology related to religion. And hence the support by the temples and the development of this style. In the Kalamkari of the Srikalahasti style, the freehand drawing and the filling of colors in the subject was done only with the kalam or pen. The second style, which is the Machilipattanam, which was developed under the patronage of the Mughal rulers, the style of work was a mix of using the pen plus the block for block printing. So, it is of a mixed kind of a style. The Machilipattanam style favored the use of some specific motifs, and the first was the ornate arch. Arch used to be the kind of entry when you enter a castle, specifically of the Mughal rulers. There were archways which were beautifully carved, ornately done. So, these would find their place on the artwork. Then there were flowers, animal figures, and a particular kind of tree which was known as the tree of life. The Machilipattanam style produced the namaz mats, they also made tents and curtains for the Asian market. For the European market, bed sheets and quilt covers. For the South Asian market, there were scrolls, towels and scarves, and for the East Asian market, there would be jackets and dress fabrics. This painting is titled Sita Swayamvar. Swayamvar is the word for marriage. The medium is Kalamkari, the use of pen. The period is contemporary. Artist is unknown. The collection is personal, that is means possibly the painting has been bought by an individual and has been put at home, not in an exhibition or a gallery. Sita Swayamvar gentle description. This painting is showing one of the dramatic incidents from the Ramayana. What had happened was that Lord Ram had been invited as one of the suitors for Sita as her would-be husband, and the king Janak, Sita's father, had proposed that whosoever could break Shiva's bow would be the one to marry Sita, and all the princes tried but failed until it was Ram who broke that bow, and Ram and Sita are to be married. Sita is about to garland him. In the middle, you see Sita is standing with garland in her hand, and behind Sita stands her father, King Janak. The painting has a fully black background. The figures, the three figures in the painting, the first is the King Janak. His figure is painted light blue. Then in the middle is Sita. She is painted in yellow. Then Ram is painted in dark blue, and all three people are standing out in the painting, very clear. The lines of the figures, which are colored in black, have been done with a reed pen to highlight the details. You see very fine lines on all of the figures. The clothes and the jewelry of the figures have been painted in three colors, that is the red, pink and blue. The kalam or the reed pen, let us understand what the kalam means and how it is prepared. So, first they would take reed, which is a kind of a long stick. They would sharpen one end, and it is 8-inch long almost. And it is in the middle of the stick, there is a little bit of wool or some cloth or felt, which first some color, it absorbs some color, and then in the middle of the stick, this bit is put, and slight pressure on this cloth allows the color to flow onto the fabric which is being painted. The colors are natural in origin. They use black, red, yellow, blue, which are the primary colors. Primary colors can then be mixed with different colors to bring out various shades. So, if you have green, orange, purple, so how are these colors made? If you have green and if you have yellow, so if you have yellow and blue, which is mixed to make green. If you have orange, how do you get orange? You take red and yellow and you mix it to get orange. If you have red and you have blue, if you mix it, then you get purple. So, these are how the primary colors help make other secondary colors, and black, red, yellow, blue have been used to make the secondary colors, which are orange, purple. Black color is used only for the outlining work. Kalamkari the method. Let us understand how the surface or the cloth is prepared and how the painting is done. So, first they will take cotton fabric. This fabric is soaked in buffalo or goat dung slurry. You could use either buffalo dung or goat dung, and a slurry is made. When it is ready, the cloth is soaked into it and then put out for drying in strong sun, which gives a bleaching kind of an effect on the cloth. Then this bleached fabric is treated with a solution of harad. Harad is a kind of an Ayurvedic or a local kind of a natural product which we use for digestion, and this solution is used to bleach the fabric again. After this is done, the desired figures are drawn either with a block or drawn by hand with a pen or a brush, and these would be the figures, probably if you are making icons or maybe making trees or whatever kind of figures you are making, either with a block or with a pen or a brush. Then two colors are used, that is the red and then the blue, which are applied with the brush quickly. Once this is done, the fabric is, it has color now, it is given for drying. Once the drying is done, it is washed in water, running water. Then again the fabric is dried, then treated with milk. When this process is also done, then two other colors are applied, which is green and yellow. Once the green and yellow application is done, they would again allow the fabric to dry, then finally wash it again in running water and then dry it again. I hope you enjoyed watching part 3 of the lesson. If you have any queries, you can email us at signlanguage@nius.ac.in. For more information, please visit our website www.nius.ac.in. Thank you.